Hi there, it's Donovan, and welcome back to the special hour episode 47. We're 20 episodes away from inconspicuous number, but I am, as always, joined by my co-host, Mr. Dean.
Hello, everyone. It's Donovan's co-host, Mr. Dean, and today we have a three-peat guest on the podcast for the first time. Once again, your mother knows him, your grandmother knows him, everyone knows him. It's Ivanavi!
I don't know if that many people know me, but I feel mighty satisfied to be the first three-peat.
I can't wait for you and SF to inevitably do a YouTube boxing match that we will host in front of the White House. It'll be awesome. It'll be the best, one of the very best. But anyways, Ivan, I'm since everyone already knows you, but for that one person that lives under a rock that doesn't know you, who are you?
I'm a small-time YouTuber, definitely smaller than these guys are making me out to be, but yeah, I do a lot of Star Fox content, and
he's humble too. Like that's
so many amazing qualities, and a Star Fox YouTuber.
I'm just another white guy on the internet, to sum it up.
Okay. Well, let's get into the pleasantries first. Mr. Dean, you've been obsessed.
I've been an obsessive person recently over the movie Obsessed. It is so good. I literally talked about it, I think, on the last podcast we had. But I don't know. It's just like the way the movie tells I don't want to say the story, but like the theme of like coercion and like fragile masculinity. I sound so woke right now, but like I'm using all these buzzwords for the movie.
The
but
it's going off. Oh, baby.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was the leftist hour.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, guys. So that's why I think we need to be sending our tax money. Yeah. But
there's that Texas coming through.
Yeah. There's my Texan. Anyway, back to what I was saying. No, Obsessed is so good. It's if anyone hasn't seen it. Seriously. Also, why am I saying obsessed? It's obsession. What am I? Why am I saying obsessed?
Fake fan. He watched it twice, and this guy can't get the title right.
I just realized the irony of me being like I'm obsessed, and then I say the. I that was one of those moments where like my brain was like on autopilot as I was talking about the thing, and then towards the end of the thought, I was like, I am not saying the movie the right way. Anyway, it really is like a good tale of like love with big quotation marks around love. It's very scary, but not in the very cliche tropey way that a lot of horror movies are. Seriously though, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Donovan, what have you been up to over the past few weeks?
What have I been up to? I've been watching a couple movies, playing some games, and hanging out with some friends, as you know, just trying to hang out as much as I can, using the time in the summer to enjoy myself. That's kind of really it. Ivan, what about you?
Well, I just went on a pretty sizable road trip to Pennsylvania. I never want to drive again. Outside of that,
do you normally drive?
Yeah, I normally drive. I do a lot of driving, but not 18 hours there and 18 hours back.
Yeah,
that's
I would not want to
above
drive after that.
my weekly average. But no, I've been playing some of that Star Fox game, and I just started a Stardew Valley file with my wife. It's my first time playing it. So.
Oh, awesome! Wait, so which villager have you hooked up with?
I'm narrowing it down to Maru, Emily, or Haley. Probably
I'm
Emily.
narrowing it down.
He's got like a buffet line of women.
There's a lot of hotties in Stardew Valley. I didn't know this.
You know, it's really funny too how I just got through talking about this like fragile masculinity and how it's this wokest movie, and then Ivan's like, "Yo, I was fucking that one." I was like, no, but that's Stardew Valley's great though. I low-key am kind of a LARPer with Stardew Valley. I only played like a few hours of it. I just know it's really good. I just haven't.
I guess this is where we transition to the special selects. We'll get to one of your games in a little bit. We'll have a whole entire discussion about that. But you said Stardew Valley and anything else as of recently?
Oh, I've been trying to get back into Age of uh Imprisonment? Yeah,
Imprisonment, yeah.
Imprisonment. I played a chunk of it back when I bought it and then got away from it, and I do kind of want to finish it, so I've been playing that.
hmm hmm I've played
And Mecha Chameleon. With
ooh. hmm I've played Age of Imprisonment. Are you liking it so
I
far?
do like
How
it.
far
I
are you?
do like it. I've played about 15 hours total. I have not yet unlocked the Gerudo person, but I've unlocked all the Rito. So
Uh,
wherever that places me in the game, I don't
hmm
know.
hmm Are you liking the well, I thought it was a little bit repetitive. Are you feeling that at the moment?
Yes, that's why I stopped playing it. I do like it. I really like this version of the Hyrule or of the Warriors formula, particularly like the elemental combos and stuff. That's really fun. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a little bit of a, you know, every mission kind of feels the
Yeah.
same.
I
So
I think this is probably my favorite Warriors game. Dear God, I've played Fire Emblem Warriors, and then I played the original Age of Calamity, and then I played this, and then I think I have one other Warriors game
if
under
you
my
like
belt.
Warriors
But
games, the Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition is really good.
mm, oh, I've been seeing some clips of that recently. But I always thought the Warriors games were neat little side things. It's just sometimes I just feel a little bit mindless, but maybe that's part of the
Definitely.
fun. Um, Mr. Dean, what have you played
Mm.
or watched?
Yeah, besides Obsessed, you
Yeah,
mean?
Obsessed is my favorite movie.
Yeah. So in terms of what I've been playing, I did go through Wind Waker, which was a lot of fun,
Oh.
specifically Wind Waker HD.
Hmm.
It yeah, the thing with Wind Waker is I always loved it for the very chibi art style. I know at the time it was controversial, but I don't know. I really like the whimsical nature that it kind of brings out of the game. I actually really enjoyed sailing the sea,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of that treasure mappy quality. I mean, there literally is a treasure map like with a whole grid and everything, but it kind of does bring that childlike whimsy. You know, whenever you're like, all right, I'm going to go to grid C1 or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
then there'll occasionally be little islands with like a piece of heart or whatever else. And the dungeons were pretty fun, except for what was the one that was annoying as fuck. The dungeon with I think the Tower of the Gods, the one where the water keeps on moving up and
Mm.
down. I remember I was like, oh, it sucks. But yeah, no, Wind Waker's sick though. Other than that, like Donovan kind of alluded to, I've been playing Star Fox. So I mean, we'll kind of get into that later on in this episode. So I'll table my thoughts. But what have you been playing though, Donovan?
hmm I'll first get through the things nobody listens to this for. Movies. I watched Spirited Away. That was a cool Ghibli film.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Toy Story 5. Now, I'll say they never made a bad one. Now, with that being said,
It should have ended with 3.
it should have
It
ended
should
with
have ended with
3,
3.
but I really like Toy Story 4. The worst thing Toy Story 4 does is exist, and that's it. It's a really great movie. Now, Toy Story
Toy Story
5,
4 has phenomenal
yeah,
animation. I
it
remember
looks
that.
beautiful. Now, Toy Story 5 is also pretty damn good. Uh, I only have one gripe. Well, it's not really a gripe. It's just that Woody had no reason to be there at all. Like, literally none. His
That's what
story
I heard.
basically
Yeah.
ended in Toy Story 4, and now he's just here for some good old times and laughs with Buzz Lightyear and Jesse. But other than that, it's a really solid movie. They never made a bad one. In terms of video games, there's a big one. It's on the thumbnail. Wink, wink. Other than that, I've been playing Deltarune and I finished chapter 5. This is a me thing, but I don't know if I'm bad at the game or something, but I feel like I'm always missing out on the little secrets. And apparently, from what I've learned, is that I just didn't know existed until 2 days ago, is that I needed to collect something that might have some story changes in the future all the way in chapter 1. You know, when I played Deltarune chapter 1 in 2019. Now that this is what I don't like that much about Deltarune, is that okay, I understand why Toby Fox splits it up into different chapters. It's because if he didn't, it would probably take like 20 years to make the entirety of Deltarune. But I feel I think it's a little cheap that because I forgot something, little old me forgot something in 2019, it's gonna affect the story from when I play the game in like 2027 or 2028. That's a little stupid, and I don't really want to replay all of it because I'm 20 hours in and I'm balls deep in Deltarune at this point. I don't want to waste all of my progress. So, oh well, I guess I'll LARP the cutscenes on YouTube. But other than that, Deltarune is a great time. And because I've finished a certain game and I finished Deltarune, I just started up my playthrough again of Earthbound. Just keep working through that game, and Earthbound is a very solid, awesome game. Very funny, and also kind of balls hard. Other than that,
Donovan, I have an idea for you though. Once you finish Earthbound, you should try like a real man's RPG. Like, I mean, Earthbound, it's cute. You know, like I'm glad you're kind of doing your little entry level thing, but I mean, like Paper Mario is right there. So
I see.
A
I gotta
real
play
man's
it. Yeah.
RPG.
If I play Paper Mario, I might grow an actual beard. I might become like I don't know, it's like 6 or 7 feet. But
Donovan,
that,
shut the fuck up.
huh? Did you hear something? I don't know. But anyways, you saw the thumbnail. Other than this thing,
it'd be really funny.
Yeah,
it'd be really funny if we just didn't make the thumbnail that.
I mean, we might talk about a couple other topics at the end if we have time, but the main topic of this podcast is that brand new Star Fox game. What do we all think? General consensus.
It's good.
It's real good.
It's good.
It's good. Good game. Good game. All right, so thank you all for listening.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Yeah.
All right, so
no,
we brought Ivan here for a very specific reason. He's a big Star Fox fan. So,
true.
What do you think? Go in depth.
Yes. I say me and Donovan just kind of sit back and twiddle our thumbs, and Ivan just kind of takes over.
I have more than enough to say if y'all want to do that. But yeah, I don't want to overpower the conversation.
Let's take this like one aspect of the game at a time. Are we talking about it like in a vacuum, the game itself, or are we talking about it as a remake? Like are we assuming the viewer already knows about 64?
The remake portion of it first.
Yeah, I think it's fair to talk about it like that because a lot of what makes this game good is how good a remake it is. So I think it makes sense to discuss it in those terms.
But Ivan, the voice acting isn't as good as the original game. So it's bad. So it's bad.
Yeah. So the voice acting, I'll jump off of that. I think the voice acting in this game is incredibly top notch. Except the only problem is that for like the bosses, there's no hint of like that sauce that they used to have. It's like really bizarrely bad voice direction on the bosses in particular.
When the bosses die, they don't sound like they're dying. They sound like
they don't.
I don't know. They got their order wrong at McDonald's.
Yeah, they do. I think that it's pretty obvious that the voice direction was bad. Because it's kind of similar to the original Star Fox 64 and in that the same, I think in this case it's 8 or 9 voice actors. They do all the characters. So the guy who plays Peppy voices like the train engineer, and he does a fantastic job on Peppy. Like it's incredible. A really good performance that's faithful to the original, but also kind of fresh. But then the train engineer is a horrible voice performance. So it's like, what? It's like in the old one, when he's flying towards the factory, he's like, I can't stop it. But in this one, he's like,
this is why we got Ivan on here.
In this one, it's like the voice actor didn't know what was happening in the game when he recorded the line, because he just goes, I can't stop it. It's like you said, his McDonald's order.
I remember. I can't stop it. You fucking explodes and dies.
You have a train actively, like, it's like Armageddon level, like, calamity going on. He's just like, I can't stop it.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, and I feel like, because obviously the first thing anyone says about Star Fox 64 is how iconic the voice lines are, but that's not limited to Fox, Slippy, Falco, and Peppy. Like, all of the bosses, like, some of my favorite lines are from the bosses. So I
can't let you do that, Star Fox.
Yeah, I just don't get why they didn't, emphasize that. That's all of the negativity I have to say about this game, though.
Well, I feel like most of the negativity I saw in terms of the voice acting was, outside of that, was just people being like, it's not as charismatic as the original, which, yeah, I mean, I guess, but we're kind of comparing two games from different eras, where back then, that campy style of, like, almost like comic booky delivery, it worked because it was the 90s. It's the same way how if the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies got made today, like the exact same movies, people would have shat all over them.
Yeah.
Because that style was just part of the culture back then.
Yeah, well, also, I don't want them to just try to copy the old game. I want them to try and, hold on to some of that charm. I want to see them take it in a new direction.
Part of the camp also came from the fact that they weren't really professional voice actors in the original.
True.
Yeah, it was just like,
yeah,
that too. Yeah. But even then, though, I feel like that point that whenever people bring it up online is a little bit embellished. Like, I don't know, whenever I was playing the game, I didn't think the voice acting overall was bad. It was, I mean, I definitely prefer the original overall, but it was not nearly bad enough to where it's like, yeah, you know what? I think someone should play the original over this because a few of the characters don't sound as, like, goofy as they did back in 1996 or whatever year, 1997.
The goofiness
97
would have been a major. It would have had, like, tonal whiplash compared to
especially with the new art style.
What this is going
with
for.
the new presentation, it would have been off. And that's another thing too, is before getting into the visuals, while we're still on the audio, the fucking music is phenomenal.
It's
like
insanely good.
This was the first thing I thought about. I was playing this with my headphones plugged into my Pro controller. And the first moment it really hit me, and whenever I texted Donovan and Ivan, and I was like, I have a lot to say about this game. I was playing Aquas, and for anyone that doesn't know, that planet, you're kind of like in a submarine underwater. The musical track that they had, like, the best way I can describe it, and this is kind of how I felt the whole time I was playing, but it gave me that same feeling I had whenever I was like 8 years old playing a game, and I was like picturing myself as the main character in a very childlike way, where I don't know, it felt so freeing and like. And I think the music played a big part of that. I mean, like I said, we'll get to the visuals in a minute, but just the soundtrack was so cinematic and immersive.
Big, like Star Wars.
It was incredible.
Soap opera, like, felt beautiful, dramatic, powerful.
Yeah, and I love the Star Fox 64 soundtrack. I do, but it's not like one that may come to mind when you're thinking about, like, epic, classic Nintendo soundtracks. Like, but this new, like, take on it just really, like, shows you what excellent compositions they are, and the team that worked on it did an amazing job of
I feel like with Star Fox 64, the original, like the soundtrack was good for sure, but it's not something where if you were to ask me like, what is one of your favorite things about Star Fox 64, the music wouldn't be the first thing that's coming to my mind. And even like among other games in that era, it's not even really on the upper echelon. That's not me like ripping into the original. It just, that wasn't the game's biggest strong suit, at least for me. But the remake, this is one of the most impactful soundtracks I've heard from a game in a long time. It really did feel just like, it felt like Donovan said, grand. And I can't believe I'm making this comparison. It feels like the feeling I get is similar to like Super Mario Galaxy. Which I guess, I mean, which is funny enough because obviously the Super Mario Galaxy movie with Fox in it, but it's like that feeling of just like whimsy that it gives you. But obviously this was in a much more serious context, I guess.
Oh yeah, they do a great job with their live recordings for their music. They've been knocking it out of the park recently. I actually thought, other than Expedition 33, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond soundtrack was like my top soundtrack of the year last year. But yeah, they've been knocking it out of the park with their music recently. It just feels
over
amazing.
Mario Kart World.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. What do you guys think about the visuals though? I mean, it's
okay.
like,
So Falco looks chopped still, but
okay. Let me reword. We'll get to the character models in a minute. I just meant the overall like fidelity of like the graphics.
I mean, it's a statement.
I'm gonna be
title
honest,
for the Switch 2.
This is the best looking Switch 2 game. Like to me, this looks even better than Metroid Prime 4, in my opinion. I think. Yeah. I know that's a big statement. This game blew me the fuck away. A few of which ones was it? Like Sector Y looks insane. Aquas, which I was just mentioning, unreal how good that looks. Part of also what makes this game so striking from a visual perspective is how much they nailed the bosses. These bosses in the remake, you feel how imposing they are. Like they feel massive. And it's another thing, like, you know, because the original was in the very polygonal era of like Nintendo 64, where everything, like, you couldn't really take anything seriously. You know what I mean? Like whenever the like one of the bosses would pop up from Star Fox 64, you in the back of your mind, you kind of have that feeling of like, oh no, what's he gonna do? But like, no, in the remake, like, nah, dude, these bosses, like, dude, the one on Aquas, whenever it was the massive fucking like, what was the
Bakun? It's called Bakun.
Yeah,
it's a big clan.
Yeah, the one where it like opens up its mouth and you have to like shoot at its teeth. Like, it felt terrifying. It was awesome.
Dude,
the game looks and runs amazing.
The last level that I saw in this new remake, in my third playthrough, I went to Titania for the first time, and the game had already blown me out of the water with the graphics. And I had that moment again with Titania, because it's like, to the right of the screen, you can see like the sky and the horizon, the setting sun. To the left of the screen, there's this massive storm coming in with these red clouds. And I mean, it looks like something out of a movie. Like it was so,
everything in this game looks like something out of a movie.
Yeah.
You know what? The closest thing I can compare it to, and this is like, I mean, it's in the biggest compliment way. It looks very similar to like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart with a more I don't want to say like self-serious vibe, but you know, Ratchet and Clank is very like Pixar movie-y with its like art style, and I think it looks great for that series. Star Fox, no, sorry.
It helps that most of the levels, if not all of them, they're pretty linear, so it gives the developers a lot more leeway to intricately design everything that you are going to see, because it's almost a guarantee you're going to see it. So that's great. The lighting effects look pretty top notch. You see reflections on the water, or in Aquas, it lights up your way volumetrically. That's really awesome. Graphics have blown me away. I think Prime 4 still looks a little bit better, but that this game
get a load
runs
of this guy.
flawlessly. It looks amazing.
This Donovan, this was the game that I mean, okay, Metroid Prime 4 did the same thing too, but both this and Metroid Prime 4 was like, I was like, okay, so this is what the Switch 2 is capable of. But even more so, I got that feeling with Star Fox. Like, I was like,
does it. Sorry,
it runs crisp.
Yeah, that was my next point. Yeah, it runs really well.
It feels like I'm playing a PlayStation game, which unfortunately I'm not going to be playing very many of those in the future. We'll get it. Yeah, we'll get into that later. But no, like it looks and runs like it feels beyond its console. Like I was like, damn.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's kind of a statement because the Switch 2 on paper is still quite a bit weaker than something like the PlayStation 5. But they're just like
it's just
staking
so
their they're like, yes, it's weaker, and
you.
yes, that's fine. We don't need to be as powerful as the PlayStation 5 to look incredible. I think this new Star Fox is one of the best looking games out now, even compared to something from PlayStation or PC.
And in terms of the character models, maybe it's a hot take. I don't give a fuck if it's a hot take. I'm just gonna say it. They're kind of growing on me. I'm like it's not. At first we were making fun of them.
Like I like making fun of Falco.
Donovan, I'm gonna be so honest. Like he doesn't bother me as much as he did whenever it was first announced. Like I still do prefer the original design because I think in the original game it matched his very sarcastic personality better. But I don't hate it. Like I was playing the game, and the more and more I saw Falco and the cutscenes and everything, and even then, I still think like Falco they carried over his sarcastic energy, especially with some of the cutscenes. Like I was like, okay, this is Falco, but like Fox, like I think Fox looks good. Yeah. At first I was like, I don't know, but no, I think he looks fine. I
love Fox. Fox McCloud is my favorite video game character of all time. So if anyone was going to be throwing a fit about how he looks in this game, it would be me. But God, I just really like him. I like all of them. I can't think of one that I don't like. I think Falco,
General Pepper looks great. Yeah. Slippy Toad looks great.
They do, and I think they're a really good blend of realism while still giving them a style and character. It's not just a realistic Fox. He's recognizably Fox McCloud. He just has realistic fur now.
Once again, it fits the tone that they're trying to go for a lot better. Had they, went with maybe the Star Fox Zero designs, I think that still probably would have worked and people would have been happy. But I'm glad that they went through this new direction. It feels a little bit more grounded, a little bit more serious, and the character models fit that vibe. And I think it grows on me, and I think it'll grow on a lot of other people as well. And this is probably going to be the new look of Star Fox, ladies and gentlemen.
And I mean, in general, while we're talking about the presentation of the game, I mean, I feel like it goes without saying, but the added cutscenes, I think alone makes this the definitive edition to play, or definitive way to play Star Fox 64, which like I'm trying to think of any argument that someone could make where I'm like, you know what? Yeah, if someone's never played a Star Fox game, I would tell them, you know what? Skip the remake, play the original. Because I think this across the board is so like, it takes an already amazing game and it makes basically every aspect, maybe barring the voice acting, better, like in every way.
Yeah. I'm blown away with the cutscenes, to be totally honest with you, because if the cutscenes failed, the cutscenes are kind of like the only totally new thing that have been added. They've updated the rest, but the cutscenes are like this game's new feature. So they really needed to sell it, and the writing and like the way they interpret the characters in these cutscenes is so good enough that I find myself watching them again. Like, even though, they take up time, it's like, I'll play through it, watching the cutscenes, and then maybe I'll do one or two runs skipping them just so I can play the game. But then I'll do another playthrough watching all the cutscenes because they just are that good, and they do such a good job of tying the levels together. And they're full of fun little moments.
Yeah. The characterization is awesome. Something
Hmm.
that I found interesting, I always thought Fox was like a goody two shoes. I'm a hero, but and
Hmm.
I'll do whatever General Pepper says. But in here, it kind of fleshes it out a little bit more, and
Yeah.
gives Fox and this whole Lilat system a little bit more layers, because he kind of criticizes uh, General
Hmm.
Pepper and his dirty laundry, for example, on Ficina,
Hmm.
or maybe he kind of dislikes how General Pepper just dismisses how Slippy is just knocked
Yeah.
out into another planet. It's like, oh well, it sucks to lose a comrade. It's Fox is like, "Dude, cut the shit, man. We're getting him back." I love
Yeah.
that. That's awesome. I'll say probably my favorite moment in the game is a combination of visuals, music, voice acting, and cutscenes, is when I think you get a quote unquote true ending. I'm sorry, I didn't watch your video to completion, so I don't know if it is the true ending.
Yeah. We're spitballing
Yeah,
here.
so it's when you kill Andros and Fox sees a vision of his dad, and the music just
Hmm.
everything all fades away, and you get this angelic choir as you're peacefully being, it's not like a stressful escape mission like in Metroid, but you're peacefully
Yeah.
being led out by your father,
Yeah.
and
And
everything just becomes tunnel vision. And that was a moment where, like, oh man, wait, this game is good.
yeah, and it's surprisingly good because in the original, that scene is more of like a hectic chase scene. Like there's explosions everywhere, and the music is actually really intense in the old one. It still works. Like that moment is like a landmark moment in my life is when I saw James. But they did it so respectfully and even changed it. And in changing it like that, I think they make it a little bit more faithful to the idea that the original was trying to get across. And that's what a really good remake should do, I think.
Mhm. I'll say maybe the cutscenes from a certain point of view, I'll say it's the wrong point of view, might bog down the experience, and people just don't care. They just want to go to pew 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 boom, and they
Hmm.
don't, they just want to skip all the cutscenes. I think it
well,
adds a lot more layers to an already great game, and it just
well,
beefs it up.
the good news for those people is that they can just skip the cutscenes and get right to what is a very fun game. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they're missing out on the cutscenes. One moment that stuck out to me, and I'll stop like getting into details, but one moment that stuck out to me is when General Pepper's talking about Solar. He's like, "There's movement on the planet's surface," and Slippy like squints at the hologram, and he's like, "Movement?" Like he understands how crazy that is. And then Pepper says, "Don't worry about it though, your R-Wings will never make it." And Slippy immediately like perks up when he says that. For the rest of the briefing, Slippy is like not paying attention. He's typing on his computer. Once General Pepper goes away, he's like, "Actually, I can modify the R-Wings to get to Solar." And
Yeah,
that they took
it's
that
great.
opportunity to give Slippy like some characterization. And the cutscenes are full of that. Like particularly with Falco and Fox. Like they have a lot of little moments in there.
One thing I haven't had the chance to try out, so I was wondering what y'all think, assuming y'all have already played it, is the online.
Mhm.
So what's up with that?
Mm.
I've played quite a bit of it. I think if you're looking for like a really like fleshed out like online multiplayer game, you'll be disappointed. But man, it's fun. It's so fun, and not only is it fun, but like it's so easy to find yourself queuing into the next match over and over again because you don't want to stop playing. It's simple,
Yeah.
it could definitely use some more content in there, but what's
Hmm.
there is so much fun. And I haven't really I played some with my brother, but I can only imagine if you get like four, or especially if you got like eight people together to have like a few rounds of battle, that would be just incredible.
I um I talked about this in one of my videos. I do think maybe not for this game, but for a sequel they could expand on this. Like they could have a solid campaign, and if they had a really amazing battle mode, like something like Halo, where they have an amazing campaign and amazing online multiplayer, this game would actually be a top contender for the best like Nintendo online game. But what we got is just three modes, which is a little bit
Hmm.
disappointing. and can't like after maybe 2 hours, I could see myself being like, all right, I
Yeah.
had my fill for the day. But
Yeah,
I played
yeah.
this. Probably. I'll talk about it right now. I played most of this game with my brother in co-op. Now, since we're on the topic of battle mode, I'll talk about that. We did game share, and once again, game share being a sleeper feature of the Switch 2. I had my Switch 2, my brother had a Switch Lite, and we had our own screens. We were sharing off of one game, and we had a pretty awesome time. I love the dog fights. We got very used to it. It was fun. It was a very solid, fun time. I just wish there was more, but it's good for what we have. And I mean, there's gonna be a sequel. Come on. So what I wish for a Star Fox sequel is a pretty robust campaign and an equally robust battle mode.
Yeah, just basically maybe something in addition to just getting the same Lilat War over and over again. But the Lilat War's fun, so I'm not complaining yet.
Well, dude, if nothing comes after this, it is such a tease because they have really shown us what they can do with this franchise. It would be a crime not to follow it up with
it would be
something
crazy.
new.
Yeah, it'd be crazy if they made this and then they were just like, yeah, guys, imagine
Yeah,
if
so
we
Mario
did
Kart
this.
Live Home Circuit 2.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the controls?
Oh, okay. Yeah. In terms of the mechanics and the controls, I thought it felt like smooth as butter. It felt really good. I mean, I already thought 64 did an incredible job of fixing up the clunky mess that was the Super Nintendo Star Fox games. Sorry, Ivan. But I know now Pat is also going to comment on this, being like, Mr. Dean just has to take every opportunity he can to bash those games' faces in. No, but like Star Fox 64 already feels great. But I thought this remake, like it like my fingers melted into the controller.
It's a case of if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like Star Fox 64 already has an incredible base for gameplay, but I thought they did a really good job of like nailing those things that really make Star Fox 64 fun to play, like the feedback you get from when you hit enemies and stuff, and like that the visual satisfaction you get. Like whenever you take down enemies and cause a big explosion or something.
Yep.
I'm really pleased with it. And like you said, it felt really, I've been playing Nintendo or Star Fox 64 my whole life. And I was able to like slide right into playing this game. And I felt like I carried over all the experience I had with 64, which maybe to some is maybe a bit of a knock against the game because it's not really doing anything new. But like I said,
I don't see that as a knock at all. I feel like if it's, in my opinion, whenever it comes to something like the controls for a remake, like, I mean, I don't want it to feel completely different from the original because I mean, it's a remake. And now if it's like a reimagining, maybe different story. But if it's like modernizing the original, it's like I don't want it to literally play like a whole new game.
Yeah,
I do like
cut to the future when Mr. Dean is absolutely tearing the Ocarina of Time remake to shreds because it doesn't do enough to update the controls.
I do think it's nice that they give you the option to not use the button combos to do specific actions. I like how you can just map it to a certain button. I only have 2 complaints. One, and maybe it's not even one of them is not part of the controls, but I believe there used to be some kind of indicator, like a warning indicator, but it's a little bit too quiet because when you're on Solar,
Ivan, can you fact check that?
Yeah, on Solar, when you fly too close to the surface, there should be an indicator.
Yes, it's an audio cue. It's like this woo,
it's
woo,
very
and it
quiet,
gets louder.
And I forgot that it even existed until I'm like, oh wait, I've taken damage.
I mean, it should logically follow that the closer you get to the sun's surface.
Yeah, Ivan really did take the words right out of my mouth because it's like, if one's human brain is to perceive logic, you would think that the closer
Slippy
you fly.
said he made shields to resist that, so I thought that was negligible.
That's fair.
But okay. Second complaint.
But Nintendo, how was I supposed to know that the lava was gonna hurt me?
Hey, Mario walks in like volcanoes and he's fine.
Donovan, this isn't fucking Mario.
It's also the surface of a star.
I forgot that a volcano and a star, at the core of a star, are the same thing. That's a great point, Donovan.
Cork yourself. Anyways, second thing, the chart shot. This is a me thing, but I like the chart shot in Metroid, where you see the charge very visibly, you have a great audio cue, and you have a great rumble cue. In here, there's like a slight rumble, and your R-Wing kind of blocks the view of the charge shot, so sometimes I don't even know if the charge shot is even fully charged, so that I feel like
sometimes it feels like it lights up, but then it'll just fire like a normal shot.
No,
so I do agree sometimes.
That's actually true. That was a flaw in the original too. It was not as bad in the original because as soon as the charge shot was ready to fire, you had this big glowing ball on the tip of your R-Wing. But when I play Star Fox 64, unless I'm going for score, I don't use the charge shot a lot because I don't think it's as fun as just mashing the button. And I think that's true for this game as well. Might just be me. But.
Well, most of my playthrough, funnily enough, was in co-op, so they forced me to split the Joy-Con. So I was playing with my brother. I'm pilot and he is gunner, and he's using mouse targeting, and we played that was probably 90% of my playthrough is with co-op, so I'm playing with a single Joy-Con. And yes.
I feel like being the gunner is way more fun than being the pilot.
Pilot is really fun. Gunner, I'm yelling at my brother, yo, hit that, charge that. What the fuck are you doing? In 41% accuracy? But as a pilot, it's exhilarating because...
Donovan, I'm sure if I was your brother, I would be getting annoyed the fuck off because you'd be flying above the lava the whole time instead of...
Well, as pilot, you have such a visceral control of the R-Wing. You get into tight situations where you're going through these tight corridors. You're going making barrel rolls all over the place. You're somersaulting against Starwolf. I love the dogfights. They're so fun, trying to outmaneuver Starwolf and getting my brother to take them down. It's all fun.
All range mode is so fun.
Yeah. So co-op, it's very, very solid experience.
I guess I'll say this here. So breaking news on your podcast, but in my original Star Fox video, I was kind of rude to Katina, which is the one where the big sorcerer shows up. I put that was like one of my lowest rated levels. And since that video, I've had to Katina's one of the best levels. It's so much fun. It's in all range mode, which is probably where you have the most fun.
Ivan, did you get comments getting mad at you?
No, actually, no. I mean, I got some people who are like, "Oh, I love Katina," but no one took issue with it.
Well, it was just funny because the way you worded it made it sound like it was like, wait, but like XX Gaming Master XX on YouTube said I need to like Katina, so now I have to like it.
No, I just legitimately, I was just wrong about it. There's so many enemies that the sky is just full of enemies, and playing it in this new one was like, wow, they captured the fantasy that Star Fox 64 was trying to sell.
Wait, so Ivan, is it okay if we get a special hour exclusive from you?
Absolutely.
So what is the official Ivanavi best and worst level in Star Fox?
The worst level is easy. I have met a few people who disagree, but this is a pretty commonly held belief. Sector Z, I think, is the worst one. The one where the missiles show up to hit the Great Fox.
Yeah, I played this one today. That was pretty
incredible spectacle. Like it's really cool, but just in terms of the level itself, it's the worst.
I get Sector Z and Sector Y mixed up.
Sector Y is the really cool one where there's like the space armadas battling each other, and there's the robot mechs.
Yeah, Sector Y is the one that you unlock after going to the waterfall in Corneria, right? Yeah.
The best level. Really strong contender would be Area 6.
And why is it? Oh, it's not Macbeth.
Macbeth is really. Is that what you're about to say? Why is it Macbeth? Macbeth is awesome. Truly one of the best levels in the game, like top 3 or 4 probably.
Or top 1, but yeah.
I think Area 6 would be my objective pick. Just because there's so
the
much.
objective. It's objectively the best. Okay.
My personal favorite. It's so hard. Again. I love so many of them. I really like Medio.
Medio is good. Yeah.
I think I'll just say Area 6 because it is one of my favorites.
I'm just shocked that you don't like Macbeth because then you get to hear the conductor go like, "Oh shit, we're gonna crash."
Oh man, I'm about to die.
Oh.
It's also just funny. It's funny to me the concept of like this intergalactic war with like talking animals, and they just have a fucking base called Macbeth.
Yeah. Do you know what the name of the? Do you know what the name of the boss that he launches off the train is?
What is
not off
called?
the top of my head.
It's Mechbeth. Mech. Mechbeth.
These guys think they're so funny.
That's creative. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about with Star Fox, or do you want to get depressing?
The length.
Oh wait, guys, it's a 1 hour game. Why are they releasing this as a 1 hour
I found
game?
this super fun. The length is like for one playthrough, it's really fun. It's solid. I just think that I have completed this game 3 times with my brother. How many different endings are there? Because the first time I got, the bad ending, you could say. Yeah. But that was a fun time. That was our first experience, and we're like, oh shit, this game can be hard because we are dying to some of the bosses, and the puzzle element is really fun. It's a great time. And then the second time, we got the quote unquote true ending where I got to the credits, and wow, the credits music is amazing. Mm-hmm. And then the third time, we went through another route, and we basically went everywhere except for one planet, which is Katina, and we got the same ending as the one where we got the credits. But that's our third playthrough, and now
there are only 2 endings.
I see. I was on the fence of buying the game, but then my brother's like, "Hey, let's play something." I'm like, "All right, sure. I'm gonna go to Target really quick and buy this game, and we'll play it."
Damn, you fold that easily?
Yeah, I'm like, all right, fine, let's do it. But I've had it for 4 days, and we played it through it 3 times. I think we'll play through it a little bit more, but I could see us falling off the game a little bit quicker than I expected. Because we've experienced 2 endings. We've experienced the 2 endings. We basically went through all the planets except for one, so we'll probably go back and do that.
Well, so
there's some challenges, I guess. But
yeah, what I would say is that at this point, you've played all the planets, you've seen both endings. The intention now is that you will go through and like hit all the medals. And once you get all the medals on the planet, you unlock expert mode, which isn't just like a harder difficulty. It's like there's more enemies in the levels, and if you take damage to your wings even one time, they break off.
The thing it's the same though. Even the challenges, it's all the same levels.
Yeah, so I do actually think that's a valid point.
Yeah, I can find my fun with that. Like we were going through the challenges today, and some of them are pretty damn hard. And then you can do it again with the expert mode, and then you can get all the medals in the main game, and then you can unlock expert mode to do it again.
Yeah, for me, it's like I like it. Maybe I'm biased. I've played it my whole life, but as an adult, it's kind of nice to just sit down and be able to get a complete experience in an hour. Yes, I've seen it a bunch of times, but I do think, to your point, that for some people that will be a sticking point. I don't know. What do you think, Mr. Dean?
Well, I think it's one of those things where this game has been out for upwards of 30 years now. So like this isn't even a new conversation about, like Star Fox 64, the original game was basically the same length, maybe a little bit shorter because it didn't have the cutscenes. But to me, I think if it's your thing and you enjoy that arcadey kind of philosophy with games where you're constantly replaying it, going for either a higher score, quote unquote, but like in your case, how you were saying, you go for medals, unlock expert mode, or you kind of form your own different route to Venom. There's a beauty in it, and I think I'm someone that kind of gameplay like vibe really resonates with.
Me too.
But I understand people who like they kind of get bored of it after one or two playthroughs. So like I get it. I do think though, anyone who just straight up says like the game is bad because it's 1 hour, I'm like, you're fundamentally missing the point.
I think you're missing out on a lot of stuff if you just do one playthrough. It's just like my brother and I, we just finished. We've exhausted Super Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Meetup in Belleville Park. We did every single course, 100%. We did every Toad challenge. That took so long, and we've done everything in that game, and that probably took probably 4 months of us to do. And then we were out of a game to play, and we're like, all right, time to get Star Fox. But it's been 4 days, and we're starting to exhaust the game, and it's a little bit concerning. We'll still find our fun, but man, I do wish there was a little bit more. But that's just Star Fox 64. It's a remake, so I can't do much about that.
I think that's a valid way to feel. I mean, I don't blame you for that at all.
I played more than once. I don't people that say, oh, it's just 1 hour. Yeah, they suck. They don't know what they're talking about. But it's a little bit short.
All right, Donovan, you can go get the Kirk off of this podcast.
Go Kirk yourself.
All right, so but before we wrap up though for this episode, do you guys want to touch on the dystopian news? Because I feel like we it's been good vibes so far this episode. We kind of need some negativity to balance it out.
Bring it down.
So yeah, guys, physical media is dead. There's no point of like you're not gonna own your video games anymore. So fuck Sony, fuck PlayStation, fuck the modern direction of gaming. I don't know.
This is my 9/11 for my chud life.
Other than Yoshi in the fucking
Yoshi. This is the other 9/11 for gaming.
So Donovan, what do you think about Sony announcing that? I think what is it in 2028 they're going to be halting all production of discs, and it's also really funny because on the same within a few hours they announced that they're closing the marketplace for PS3 and PS Vita, which is it's just so funny that they would time it like that. Those
funny.
Announcements. Yeah, because it's because they're basically saying, hey, this is what the future is going to look like now that physical media is gone. It's like at any point we could arbitrarily decide, all right, these servers are done. You can no longer all these games are essentially delisted. So it baffles me. So many people are already. Also, it's funny how I asked Donovan what his thoughts are, and I just immediately went on a tangent. So I'm sorry, Donovan. But it's it baffles me that there's so many people that are immediately jumping to Sony's defense, and they're like, bro, I haven't bought a physical game in 10 years, and I'm like, okay, good for you. That doesn't I don't care. I don't know. It's stupid.
So. The PS3 and Vita PlayStation stores closing, that was actually delayed due to fan backlash, but now, I guess it was inevitable that they were going to do it. So, okay. I didn't know the PS5 was going to be my one and only PlayStation collection on my shelf. That's awesome. Yeah, it sucks. It really, really sucks. If I can't like GTA 6. I pre-ordered the game physically because I do like that box, and there is no disc inside. If they do the absolute bare minimum and giving me a plastic case, then I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll take anything at this point. But Yeah, that's terrible.
I think we've all seen this coming, but I did not expect it. If I would have guessed that, like, slowly companies start, like, under the table start pushing us towards digital media like they have, and like start to cut back on and it's like this insidious, slow, like, infection of the industry. But no, they just came out and were like, yeah, no more physical discs here in a couple of years. Yeah, we're doing it. We're cutting it off. It's like they said the quiet part out loud almost to me.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid, especially because, like I completely get the whole idea of digital media it has a place. I'm not saying that everyone should only engage with not just gaming but all forms of media physically.
It may.
I would be a hypocrite if I said that. I use Spotify every day for music. I use like streaming for movies.
PC gamers don't even use physical media anymore.
Yeah, I'm not saying that everyone needs to only use physical media for games, but what I am saying is that even with those other forms of media, I'll just use music as an example because I'm more knowledgeable about it than like movies or shows. But with music, even people who regularly use streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, which is basically everyone that listens to music, most people, at least the ones I know and myself, still collect like vinyls or CDs or whatever else for multiple reasons, like as a means of supporting the original artist, because of the whole collection aspect, which, I mean, we could, that's like an unspoken thing about this, is it's like, this is taking away the ability for people to collect the games that they care about, which I think that's also why people are taking it so to heart, because so a lot of people, like, their earliest gaming memories are that of like going to game stores, getting the box, like on the way home, opening up, reading a manual, which the manual's been dead for a long time, but that's a discussion for another day. But it's like, even with things like music, like even with the ease of access of streaming services, so many people love buying vinyls, and vinyls are really in right now because physical media has just as much of a vital role in art as digital media does. So to just completely strip it away, I think it feels like backhanded on its own industry.
You get rid of that sentimental value you have just looking at something physical, something you can touch.
And like
this
the
object
incentives,
has memories.
The incentives are obvious too. Like, they don't want to pay for the production of CDs, and they don't want like a secondhand market. They want you to have to buy the game from them new every time you buy the game. It's just, I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Unfortunately, this is vice versa for Nintendo, because actually physical media is more prevalent on Nintendo, and people buy physical media more for their systems. But for the case of PlayStation, it's the opposite. I'm pretty sure a large majority of PlayStation users are using the PlayStation Store to buy their games and not from a third party. So,
and that's a criticism that you could make. It's like, if you want physical media to stay around, maybe you should support it. Maybe you should make a point to buy physical media, like if it means something to you. But still, I mean,
there's people out there like myself who have a PlayStation and who have the physical media. It's just, unfortunately, we are the vocal minority.
Yeah.
At this point, PlayStation stores definitely outgrown the third-party sellers, unfortunately. So to them, it seems like the logical choice. For us, it gets rid of that option, and it's really, really infuriating. It makes game key cards look good. Now, I talked about game key cards in a canceled episode of the Special Hour, but now it makes them look better.
Yeah, and it's also do you know what's crazy is I literally forgot what I was gonna say mid-sentence.
Holy brain!
I literally forgot what I was gonna say. Ivan, do you have something?
I guess one thing that stands out to me about this is, like, you can go to a GameStop and buy a copy of like The Last of Us, and it'll be marked down because it's an old game, right? It's, I don't know what it is, maybe $20, $30. But if you want to buy that from the PlayStation Store, it's still full price. Like, digital games don't go down in price unless they have like a special sale going on. There's just literally not one good thing to say about them doing this.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Everything sucks.
Oh, okay.
And Xbox is probably going to go down the same route. I mean, they pushed it harder than Sony.
Yeah, well, and also what I was going to say, I just remembered, is it definitely solidifies that I'm not purchasing whatever the PlayStation 6. I mean, I probably wasn't going to buy one anyway, but I'm definitely not buying a PS6 now, unless if they like reverse this, which they probably won't. So you know what? I'm content with my PS5 and my physical PS5 game. Well, no, I have some digital PlayStation games, but but like I said, I'm not even saying that I don't buy any games digital.
No, there's nothing wrong with digital games. It's
I would be hypocritical if I was like, you should be buying every single thing ever physically. It's just to strip away the option for someone to buy physical media. It's ludicrous.
The only band-aid they can do for me is just give me a plastic case, man. If you're not doing it, if you're not doing it, just do the option of giving me the blue plastic.
Yeah, but like that's such an encapsulation of like the issue is you're getting an empty box. Like that's what they're selling you.
Yeah.
They're not selling you a game anymore. They're selling you
so sad.
Something that they can take away. Something that's
Ivan, just let a Chud get his box, man. Like I just want my box.
You're right.
They already
I'm sorry.
they already took away our paper with the manual. Like don't take away the box, dude.
The last thing they could take away is the box. They could take away the manual, the disc,
and the game.
And the game.
Just give me the box.
You can't take away my box.
How am I gonna not get pussy now? So yeah, was there anything else that y'all had for the PlayStation thing or
no?
Well, like
I'm just
what they have
now.
in the box, I have nothing.
Yeah, and then there was also today some other small news, which we don't really need to get into this because we're already like over an hour. But Mario Kart World has a few new free roam maps, which is just really funny.
Yes!
That a year later they added like 2 free roam.
Let's go! Knockout
Tour.
Not
free roam. Knockout Tour.
Knockout Tour W.
First I did the obsessed thing, and now I said free roam.
Yeah, I was like, how did I not hear that there's more free roam maps on Mario Kart?
No, it's but which to be fair, I'm glad that they added new knockout rallies because that was one of the things that I was saying. Like it would be great if we had more of. So they added 2 new ones. Great. It's just really random, but
with more in the future to come.
Oh, did they officially say that?
There's going to be more.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
So that's awesome.
All right. And then also there's a leak. We don't need to dive super deep into this because it's literally like just a leak that there's a new Metroid game on the horizon. And
it was leaked
seemingly
by
it's a 2D game.
Yeah, it was leaked by the Brazilian government, filed by Nintendo of America. So you know this is the real shit when the Brazilian government leaks official documents.
I didn't even know who.
No.
I thought you were gonna.
This is pretty much set in stone because it was.
I was ready for
like this
filing. This was leaked by Nate the Hate.
Yeah, this was leaked by Jimbo the Himbo.
This was leaked by the Brazilian.
Yeah, the Brazilian government themselves accidentally leaked a T-rated game for a Metroid game called Metroid Ravenous.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
cool.
Awesome.
I don't. Yeah, we know that that's literally all we. I don't even want to say all we know because it's a leak.
It was filed.
We don't know, but
since they submitted 40 minutes of footage for them to rate the game, that probably means the game is near completion or completed. So the question is that a 2026 game or a 2027 game? Question mark.
Good question.
Good question. I know. Great talk. I think Mercury Steam's probably working on that. It's just a little bit worrying because they face some layoffs. And I'm pretty sure Yoshio Sakamoto has retired from Nintendo, so I'm not entirely sure how much guidance they have. And well, there's some games Mercury Steam that they've made without Nintendo's help, and they weren't really received the greatest. So I'm a little afraid about Metroid these days. But they knocked it out of the park twice. Let's see if they can do it a third time.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to do questions this episode?
Oh, we haven't really done questions in like 20 episodes.
Wait, this is so crazy. The moment I said that, a new question got posted in the question channel.
Who's the best guest? So this is from Ivanavi. He asked, "Who is the best guest you've ever had on?" SF Productions was pretty good.
Oh my god.
I'll be seeing you guys duke it out in that boxing ring that we will get.
I'll lock in SF Productions, even though the ironic part is he probably isn't listening to this. So I don't know if he'll even hear that. But
he just lives in our heads rent free, I guess.
Which is funny because I'm gonna be on his stream for the new Knockout Tours tomorrow for Mario Kart World, and I was gonna say that like you guys should check it out, but this podcast is most definitely not going up before that stream, so that would be really weird. You know what? If anyone listening to this wants to magically travel back in time and hop in that live stream, I would love to have you in there. It sounds like a lot of fun. All right, so Ivan, for the people at home that maybe liked your voice or you or the things you had to say or your takes on Star Fox or whatever else, where can they find you on the internet?
I'm on YouTube, where my channel's name is Ivanavi. Or you can probably search for Star Fox. I'll probably come up.
Just Google Star Fox, and the first channel that pops up is probably the one. So.
It's not even an image of Star Fox. It's just Ivan.
It'll probably,
or like I said in the intro, go ask any of your family members. They've watched this stuff before. They know him. They'll be like, yeah, Ivanavi, yeah. So wait, was there anywhere else you wanted to plug yourself?
I wish. No.
Oh, okay. Donovan, where can the people find you on the internet if they want to see more of you?
Yeah, I'm DonovanDud on YouTube. I'm on Discord. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. Mr. Dean, where are you?
Where am I? Oh shit. I am here on YouTube, MrDean44, fun little Nintendo stuff channel thing. I'm also on TikTok and Instagram Reels for short form content. And then I'm also on Twitter and Blue Sky. If you want to see my dumbass takes on shit. And then I also have a Discord server called the Dean Kingdom. Bye. Ivan, we do this every time.
Bye. Sorry. Yeah. You do it so fast.